Imagine this: a car smaller than a Tesla, cheaper than a Corolla, and smarter than your phone. A car that doesn't just whisper electric but screams future. Meet the Kia EV4, the car quietly setting the stage for one of the biggest battles in the global EV market. A car designed not just for the rich, but for everyone ready to switch to electric. It's the compact EV sedan that looks like it rolled straight out of a designer's sketchbook, packed with futuristic tech, wrapped in sustainability, and offered at a price that makes other automakers sweat. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll understand why this little Kia might be the biggest threat yet to Tesla, BYD, and even Volkswagen's electric future. And hey, before we start, hit that subscribe button. Profit Pulse is your front row seat to the cars redefining what's possible. To understand why the EV4 exists, you have to rewind to 2021, the year Kia launched its Plan S, a 10-year strategy to shift from internal combustion engines to fully electric mobility. The EV6 was the first statement piece, bold, sporty, expensive. The EV9 followed a massive, luxurious SUV that showed Kia could play in the big leagues. But here's the truth. Not everyone could drop $6,000 on an EV Kia. If they wanted to change the game, they had to build something smaller, more affordable, and still undeniably cool. That's where EV4 comes in, the democratization of premium EV design. A car that feels expensive, but isn't. A car that takes cues from the concept stage and actually delivers them in production. A car designed to make you rethink what entry-level EV means. And it's not just about affordability, it's about attitude. The EV4 is not shy, not conservative, not another bland eco-car. It's aggressive, proud, sharp, a design that says, "I'm electric, deal with it." Walk up to the EV4, and you'll notice something. It doesn't look like a typical Kia. It looks striking from the front. It has this squared-off, almost sci-fi nose, part sedan, part hatchback, part concept car. Kia calls this look opposites united, a design philosophy mixing sharp geometry with soft curves. The LED signature lights cut through the front like a heartbeat monitor, modern, expressive, alive. The hood is short, the overhangs minimal, giving it a strong stance like a crouched animal ready to leap. The flush door handles sit flat against the body, popping out politely when you approach with the key. Even the roofline slightly coupe, like gives an athletic profile while keeping everyday usability. At the rear, a full-width light bar stretches across like a digital horizon, while the bumper has a solid sculpted look. Clean but muscular and aerodynamic detailing below helps reduce drag. It's all functional design that happens to look fantastic. When you look at it in person, you realize something. Kia isn't just trying to build a car that fits in. They're building one that stands out. That's why people are comparing it not to the Nissan Leaf or the MG4, but to the Tesla Model 3. Because the EV4 doesn't look affordable, it looks aspirational. The Kia EV4 measures around 3 meters long, roughly between a hatchback and a compact sedan. It's slightly taller than the Model 3, giving it that crossover practicality, but slimmer than the EV6. Easier to drive, easier to park, perfect for global cities like London, Seoul. Its secret: weapon the EGMP platform. The same 800-volt architecture used in the EV6 and EV9. That means fast charging, great stability, and scalable components across models. So even though it's small, it's built on big technology. Open the door, and this is where the EV4 surprises you the most. You don't expect this level of design in a compact EV. The dashboard is a horizontal masterpiece. Clean, uncluttered, almost zen. Two massive 3-inch displays flow together in a single glass panel. One for the instrument cluster, one for infotainment. It's simple but high-end. Exactly the kind of interface younger buyers want. The steering wheel, flat bottom, sculpted with just enough physical buttons to feel tactile. No cheap plastics, no cluttered controls, just pure focus. The floating center console creates a sense of openness. Space you don't expect in a car this size. Seats are slim, ergonomic, upholstered in eco-friendly materials recycled. Pet fabrics, plant-based leather substitutes, and they look like they belong in a concept car with beautiful color accents depending on the trim level. Then there's the lighting. Kia gives you ambient lighting that feels alive, synchronized with drive. Modes, or even your playlist. Soft blues in comfort mode, warm ambers for night driving, and crisp whites when in sport. You sit inside the EV4 and it just feels calm, like stepping into a smart home on wheels. Everything is driver-centric but not overwhelming. Kia blended digital futurism with human simplicity, something even Tesla sometimes forgets. The EV4's brain runs on Kia's latest connected car navigation cockpit CCNC system. It's fast, smart, and future-proof over-the-air updates, yes, voice recognition. Naturally, smartphone-to-car connectivity with digital keys standard. But here's where Kia adds something most EVs ignore. Context awareness. If you park at home every night at 8, the EV4 learns your charging pattern. If you commute daily at 9 a.m., it preconditions the cabin before you even step in. If you hit a familiar road, it switches to your favorite drive mode. It's not AI gimmickry, it's real machine learning for convenience. The Meridian sound system is crisp and powerful with 3D spatial audio that adapts to the cabin. Even at low volume, it feels cinematic. A moving concert hall. Driver assistance is top-tier highway drive assist, too. Smart cruise with lane centering, blind spot avoidance, and automated parking, like having a co-pilot. That doesn't complain performance. The EV4 launches with multiple variants, single and dual motor options. Entry models push around 215 horsepower, while the top trims exceed 300 horsepower battery choices of 58 kilowatt-hours and 77. 4 kilowatt-hours mirror the EV6, and with 800-volt charging, you go from 10 to 80% in under 20 minutes on high-power chargers. Range spans 350 to 500 kilometers, 220 to 310 miles depending on version. Real-world, usable, not lab fantasy, with a drag coefficient around 0.27. It's among the most aerodynamic compacts, ever maximizing efficiency and lowering running costs. The EGMP architecture also enables vehicle-to-load V2L, so you can power a laptop campsite or even another EV straight from your Kia. It's the kind of practicality that turns an EV from gadget to tool. Here's the twist. Kia isn't targeting Tesla buyers directly. They're targeting everyone else. Those who want something beautiful, futuristic, efficient, but affordable. Expected pricing is around $35,000, half an EV9, and cheaper than most Western rivals in Europe and Asia. That pits the EV4 against the VW ID.3, Renault, Megane, E-Tech, and BYD Dolphin. Yet in design, tech, and architecture, it's arguably ahead with premium DNA. That's how revolutions start. Not at the top, but in the middle. Driving impressions from prototypes call it light, confident, and precise. The 800-volt setup means instant torque and smooth power. The steering is sharper than older Kias. The suspension, balanced for comfort and spirited cornering dual motor versions, sprint 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in under 5 seconds. But the real story is refinement. Quietness, adaptive damping, and sound management that make it feel premium without the premium price. And the EV4 isn't just about driving clean, it's about building clean. Kia's factories integrate renewable, energy-cutting carbon output across the supply chain. Inside, over 40 kilograms of recycled materials are used, from ocean-recovered plastics to fishing net fibers, and even the paint uses bio-based ingredients. These steps feed Kia's goal of full carbon neutrality by 2045, not just at the tailpipe but across the vehicle's entire life cycle. The EV4 is more than a car. It's a statement that design, performance, and sustainability don't have to live in separate worlds. Think about it. 800-volt tech, In a compact, a futuristic interior, in a $35,000 car and range that rivals luxury EVs, Kia isn't just building cars. They're building confidence that electric mobility can be accessible and exciting. So when you see the EV4 on the road next year, don't dismiss it as just another Kia. Look closer. It might be the moment electric cars finally went mainstream. So what do you think is the Kia EV4, the compact EV we've all been waiting for? Would you choose it over a Tesla Model 3 or a BYD? Drop your thoughts below. I read every comment. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, smash that like button and hit subscribe, because next time on Profit Pulse, we're going inside another EV that's about to shake the market. And trust me, you don't want to miss it.